Welcome to Daily Meditation with Sangha Live.
It's very lovely to see the welcoming messages to each other coming through the chat. And yeah, if you haven't already and you're here live, really feel invited to say hello, mentioning where you are, anything you wish to share about how it is where you are. It's an important part of our community. Community building is looking into that chat and saying hi. So if that's not alive for you at the moment, you can click on it. It's somewhere in the bottom bar. Looks a bit like a speech bubble with some lines in, I suppose. But yeah, it's a lovely part of arriving and settling in here. And equally, if you prefer not to do that, you prefer to just be here without that kind of engagement, that's also really welcome. Everyone's welcome here in whatever way they are here, can be here, wish to be here. So welcome from me also. And I'm guiding the sessions this week, and in case I know someone's saying they're coming in for the first time, so I will just give a brief overview. I'll introduce the session. I will share a little reflection on the theme. And the theme for this week is time for life, which we could take in many ways. And at least 5 of those ways I'll be exploring over the days here, with the 5 days we have together. I'll give a short reflection, about 10-15 minutes, and we'll have a good half an hour for practice, after which there'll be time for any questions. People have been putting questions into the chat. If they do that, then, if you put capital letters before the question, helps that to stand out. There is also, and I need to activate it, don't I, a Q&A button there. So that's active, and you should be able to click on that button and access the chat from there. Okay. Do also use the chat if you have any issues, the video freezing, audio not good enough, anything like that. And do feel free to put those comments in there. And if you see that somebody's struggling and has a comment in there, and yet for you, the stream seems fine, do feel free to just mention that as well. And then we'll be able to figure out if it's the incoming stream for me or the arriving stream for them. All right. So welcome into all of this. And yeah, you can just take a moment, as we were doing yesterday, slowing down just a little. Nice out breath. We spoke yesterday about putting down any baggage that we might be carrying. That can be a helpful image for some of us. So I want to mention something, and also invite another sharing from you through the chat. So part of being someone who puts time aside for meditation, for this practice, for settling, for calming, for cultivation, whatever we might be meaning within that word meditation, when we do this, we actually have a sense of dedication to something more than the ordinary. Yeah, something. It's like, well, there isn't usually this, and this practice helps this come into being. Yeah. So it's really a question, where do I give my time, and where do I give my attention, and for what? Yeah. And this time and attention, really precious resources that we have. And time and attention, and more time for attention, and more attention into this time, they really elevate each other and really build the beautiful qualities that we have. And so when we come together in this way, and come together with more of our time, we dedicate our time to ourselves, to each other. Yeah, you're giving your time in support of the community here also, and that others are giving their time, and that's supporting you. And there's a lovely reciprocal building here. We're rising together rising up, awakening together in these ways. I thought what it could be helpful to do is actually, for those of us who are here, well, for everyone, just tune in and feel like, what is your intention for being here? What is it you wish to support in yourself, in your relationships, in the world? What is it you really wish for? And don't be afraid to dream big. Don't be afraid to be not realistic. You know, it's not meant to be necessarily achievable in a short time frame, you know, but it's where we're journeying towards, what we're dedicated towards, we could say, dedicated towards. And those who are here, feel free, put them in the chat. You know, they might crystallize down into a word or two. They might need more time. But what is it? What do you wish to support in yourself? It might be different things in yourself, in your relationships, in the world. Yeah. So it might be, you know, calm in myself, kindness in my relationships, peace in the world. That might be something like that, whatever. It might be just one thing. It's peace. Yeah, peace. Peace, the stability. Lovely, beautiful things being shared. And everything's good. Yeah, everything is good. Whatever you wish to put there. Yeah, a sense of the seeing the beautiful, seeing beauty, oneself and others. Yeah, less suffering. Belonging. There's something very beautiful about this. You can actually sense, wow, that's really touching, because all of these qualities that people are sharing, imagine if the world was like that. Wow, what a world to wake up in. A time of peace and inner healing, and outer healing. A clearer sense of reality. Enlightenment. Abundance. Health. Rest. Purpose. Yeah, it's really, really great sharings, you know. So keep them flowing in, and to save on time, I just want to kind of highlight a couple of things that I think are really important for this, right? So yesterday we spoke about this kind of slowing down, making time, waiting, even, you know, lot there. And that kind of highlights the patience that we need on this journey, but also the patience that brings us into the present moment. But patience alone might not be enough for these beautiful qualities. And these beautiful qualities need something, need some steadiness, need some staying with, need some, whatever we might want to call it, determination. You know, we need to take action towards these. We need to bring these into being moment after moment, right? Now, patience is a virtue. And we have that saying in English, patience is a virtue. So it's a virtuous quality that we can develop. And what those are called in Pali, for those who like a bit of, you know, collecting up some Pali words, is parami, paramita in the Sanskrit. I expect someone will ask me, so I will try and preempt and copy that into the chat so that you can see the word, in case that's helpful. Parami. So patience is a parami. It's a virtue. It's a beautiful quality that we can bring. Yeah. But so is resolve. Resolve is also a parami. Yeah, or determination, or sticking with it. And so these qualities, things that we wish to develop, and it's great that it's personal to you, but everything I've read here is just like, yes, I wish there were more of that as well. And what we see is actually we need the determination, we need the patience to practice. Right? And at times it's hard to start. You know, someone reached out to me with a piece of very helpful advice about something I'd shared yesterday, and also mentioned, it's hard to get up at 7 in the morning for them. Yeah, it's hard. It takes discipline. It takes dedication. It takes devotion to this, and we have to activate those things. In fact, those three things are actually different things. We might have time to come on to that. And sometimes we need more discipline. Sometimes we need to tune into the dedication. Sometimes it's just a devotion. It's like, well, I'm not missing 7 o'clock. I wake up early and I'm ready for it. I'm waiting for it. Yeah, it's all different elements to that. So sometimes it's hard to start. We need more patience. We need more determination. And which one do we need? Which one do we need? Yeah. Sometimes it's hard to stop. Sometimes it's hard to stop, and that's that kind of devotion mode. And how might that happen? How might that happen? So I think part of how that might happen, and I want to cover this over the week, is actually spending more time with how good it feels to spend our time cultivating these qualities. Yeah. So when that meditation ends, we don't just finish, we actually linger in it. We also did that yesterday. We'll do it today at the end as well. It's like, stay with it, stay with it. We will be tempted away. We will be pulled away. This is one of the areas it takes that bit of determination. Yeah. We're easily distracted. And that's not a problem. It's great. Minds are creative. They go places here and there. But we can end up being too patient with unskillful habits that we have. I expect many of you here who are in the UK and other places where it exists. There's this wonderful magazine called The Big Issue that you can buy from people who are experiencing vulnerability in their housing situation, or they're homeless, or challenged in those ways. And The Big Issue, really good journalism, in my opinion. I'm not a journalist and not a great analyzer of these kind of things, but I really appreciate their Big Issue reporting. And they were talking about something very figurative, not literal, called brain rot. This kind of feeling that many people have because they're spending so much time online with quite frivolous content that it doesn't go deep enough for them, and they kind of have this unfulfilled feeling from contacting unfulfilling content. And it reminded me of the Mullah Nasruddin, who, a lot of kind of the wise fool stories of eating chilies and weeping and all of that. So I'm really hoping for a sweet one. So eating these chilies, burning up inside. And we're hoping for something that's going to do that for us. Yeah. And it relates to an idea that the Greeks have had for forever and ever. It's like, well, why are we doing this? This is a kind of a boring, not beneficial, repetitive activity. Yeah. But it's addictive. It's addictive. It's as if we're going to think we're going to get something from this. And it relates to this Greek idea, eukrasia, written akrasia. Maybe I'll put that in the chat in case anybody wants it. And that's the idea of like, why do we do things against our interests? Why do we do that? We have to know that that's part of it. That's part of it. We will dedicate our time to things that don't deeply serve us. Yeah, we can get reactive, we can get distracted, we can get away from our deepest intentions. And that's why I want them shared here in this community space, not to hold each other to account, but to say it, to name it. This is what I'm here for. I want peace. I want to engage in a way that's peaceful in myself, in my relationships, in the world. Yeah. So, we'll kind of come back to these elements. Like how do we do that? How do we do that? But just a few for the moment, right? The determination, showing up to the end of the meditation, all the way through, and really being there at the end so that we can rest into it, enjoy it. Celebrate a moment of presence. Yeah. What some people call the aha. Yeah, you're meditating and it's, aha, I forgot I was meditating. I was just here dreaming, imagining, whatever. Yeah. Aha, now I can do that again. Yeah, and there can be that temptation. Oh, I shouldn't have. I'm awful, whatever, and create some kind of story. It's like, you're present. You're one of the most present people in the world right now. It's not easy to be present, and somehow you are. You are present. Now let's cultivate. Yeah. Then the question is, what does this moment need? Does it need more patience, more resting back? Yeah. Is things too tight? Is that why the mind's spinning? Or does it need dedication? Does it need gathering? Yeah. So I like to think about this as wise acceptance. I accept it's like this right now. My mind's bouncing all over the place. And I accept that I play a part in that. I play a part in that. And I accept the invitation to play that part. Maybe I need to soften. No, I'm soft as soft can be, actually. What I need to do is gather, almost firm up. Yeah, soften or firm up. Yeah, disperse or gather. And there's always something we can do, and we can do that through our imagination, we can do that through our body sense, we can do that through our energy, our attitude, all kinds of ways. But we'll probably start with the body for those who feel comfortable in the body to do that, in a sense of softening or in a sense of alignment. Taking my seat, taking my place, taking my reclining posture wherever I am at the moment. And another thing that's really important is to enjoy the cultivation. Yeah, we're here cultivating. We're devoting the time of our lives, to wholesome, beautiful, good for all qualities. Yeah. And the good news for those of us who have a wandering mind, a busy mind, or whatever, it's the quality of your attention that matters, not the quantity. We can really push that I should have been, with all of the minutes, whatever. It's like, don't worry about minutes, just worry about this moment. How are you meeting it? This moment is what matters. Investing patience, investing time, investing attention into this moment with the kind of quality that you wish to see more of. Yeah. So let's bring those intentions into a practice. Maybe you want to question for yourself that intention that came alive for me when I reflected on that. What do I wish to see more of? What do I wish to see more of? And now, what posture would best express that? Yeah. So we could be walking, we could be standing, we could be reclining, we could be sitting. What best expresses that? And feel free to try it out. Maybe you can do half an hour of practice in that posture. And if you can't, you can change. But when you change, if you need to change anything in your posture, first tune into that intention and see if you can move as if that intention is expressed through every part of the body. So we're settling into this posture, this shape, settling into this moment of our lives. With a clarity of what we're here for, but not a demand for it to come quickly. Have our patience. And we can rest in our resolve. Rest in our resolve. We're not going to give up easily. Patient and determined, dedicated. And we can use that patience, that softness of attention, to really get to know what is quiet within this moment. And that might mean the subtleties of a moving breath, Really feeling that, being there with that. It might be the ripples of a sound rising and dissipating. We spend a little bit of time playing with our patient resolve. See if you can be with the whole of a breath, all the way through a sound, every so often, and rest back. And then slowly through the session, we'll bring in more and more of this intention that you're here to develop. So you don't have to be with every breath, every sound, just one in a while, fully, as much as you can when you remember. And if you're somewhere else right now, just remembering that sense of slow motion. Slow motion. Don't rush back to the present moment that you're already in. Slow motion. Things are tight, you can soften. If they're too loose, gather. Whatever that might mean. And then let's patiently resolve to be with the whole of the next sensation. recognizing there's something happening here. Some of it's going to be habit energy, some of it's going to be cultivation. Tuning more to the cultivation side. What's maybe needed? Do we need to rest back? Are we pushing too much? A bit more patience, a bit more spacious? Or do we need maybe to lean in, to show up? A bit more dedication, a bit more determination. Not forgetting your intention, your bigger intention, where this path is leading, what you're creating step by step. What does that need? Noticing how things are unfolding for us in this moment. It may be that if we're present, we can really just let things happen. It might be too soon for that. That even doesn't need to be the goal. The mind's wondering if it's coming up with unskillful, unwholesome content even. Just letting it happen wouldn't be bringing us closer to the path necessarily. Might be better to be more determined, but in a skillful way, to be more present. Here I like to cultivate a sense of interest. Can I notice the next 3 in-breaths? Really feel how it feels for a breath to be breathed from the smallest movements in. If the body, the breath, isn't an accessible place, you can do the same with sounds. Can I catch the next beginning of a bird song or a car passing by, or whatever it is you feel is a likely sound, and listening out for it, wanting to be there for it, be there with it, bring time and attention to elevate, and very likely serve our deepest intention, moment by moment. Coming towards the last few minutes of the practice, I thought we'd just explore two different attitudes that express this patience and determination. So start with the patience, a sense of softening in the face, in the belly, in the hands, sense of allowing, tolerance, not pushing, but letting things unfold, letting things dissolve. Maybe this is more an emphasis on the out breath, an emphasis on grounding, a sense of letting out, letting through of the sounds. Utilizing the ideas not as fixed facts, but there's nothing here to fix. Nothing worth rejecting or grabbing hold of. Softness, openness. And on the other hand, there can be this gathering in. You can almost bring a sense of alignment through the body, almost an extension up the spine. Whether we're reclining or sitting or standing or walking, a feeling of adopting what we might call a noble pose. Shoulders back, heart space open. And in the attention, it's almost like we're tuning in. You imagine having a long wave radio and tuning into the neighboring country's radio station. We want to catch it all, enjoy it all, doing this for enjoyment's sake. Can we get into this breath or these sounds? Show up. Dedicate, devote this moment of life, of time and attention to what we most deeply value. And now, as we approach the last minute of this period of practice, having that victory lap, that exploration of body, heart, mind, in the sense of appreciating what it is you've cultivated. Maybe there is a little more of that intention, or at least the seed bed of those intentions maybe are developing underground. The calm, the peace, the love, the connection, the patience, determination. And when we move from the stillness, the steadiness, the silence, the eyes closed, whatever it is, can we bring some of those qualities with us? Continue to breathe with patience or resolve. Continue to listen with tolerance and dedication. Thank you for your practice.
Today's podcast is an offering to you from our archive of freely available live daily classes. We make wisdom teachings and meditations as freely available as possible to as many people as wish to practice. You can help ensure we can continue to support a worldwide Sangha by leaving a review wherever you get your podcasts, by sharing this with someone who'd be interested, and by offering a small financial support at sangha.live/donate.